These very practical teachings on the 6 ways of ruling are not so much about structure or outcome, but about what we could call method. Often in contemporary jargon people talk about process, and I've noticed how irritated almost everybody gets the moment you say process. Oh, he's a process person. That's really interesting. Because the whole foundation of the Buddha's teachings was that life is a process, brothers and sisters. So when we go, imagine if, you're back in, say, 2,500 years ago, and someone said, oh, the Buddha is coming. Ah, the process person. I suppose he believes everything changes, does he? So you can see there's a little adjustment that we have to make in our prejudices here. Because the 6 ways of ruling are actually inviting us to become consummate process people. If you just can't stomach the word process, and you're more comfortable with method, consummate methodologists. If you're more comfortable with karma, then we have to be consummate in understanding karma. Cause and effect. What is the stream of action into which we are entering at any one moment? How is our own stream of being interrelating with that? And how to work in that river of interdependency. So this is, I think, quite interesting, because when people talk or ask us questions about enlightened society, when we say, don't worry, enlightened society is not a utopia, if I may say so, I think we often say that as a convenient defense mechanism. We'll say, oh, don't ask me about enlightened society, but at least I can tell you what it's not. It's not utopia. We can all agree on that and move on. Well, if enlightened society is not a utopia, then what is it? And I think for many of us there's a gap when we ask that question. And I think perhaps the gap has to do with that's perhaps you could say the wrong question. It's implying that enlightened society is a thing. And I think the technical term for that in some analytical systems is reification. In other words, the freezing of something that is fluid. Enlightened society, I think you could say, is a way.